I am a dreamer. I dream a lot. I dream day and night. And you might be wondering what kind of dream I'm talking about. For we all know that there's a dream while we're asleep, and another dream we have as a goal or life wish to get achieved. What do you think? I'm actually talking about both sorts of dreams. So I dream every night, and I also have visions for my future life as well. How about you? What kind of dream do you have? So, even the one among you who rarely dreams while sleeping would have still come here with a particular dream, vision, or goal for his or her future life. Today I'm here to tell you, we're in the same phase of life as me, how dreaming can support you stronger than anything else. There's one man who sent a cup to his friend after praying like this: I pray that he could be healthier every time he drinks coffee in the cup. And the man who received the cup, he was studying abroad and drank only cheap coffee since he had little money. However, whenever he drank coffee in the cup, the taste of the coffee changed. The coffee still tasted cheap when he was using a different cup, but it was only when he was using that cup that the taste of the coffee got better dramatically. They got the lab to analyze the cup, and the result turned out to be greatly surprising and remarkable. The concentration of the anti-aging substances of the cup was increasing whenever the cup had coffee, water, or any beverage in it. Given this amazing phenomenon, the man who first sent the cup started to pray again to a different cup this time. So after a year passed, at the end, the identical effect could be experienced from the other cups as well in the same place. The results shows that the energy the cup had was actually spread to the surrounding cups as well. It is a magical story. It is suspicious enough to doubt that the story is a scam. However, this was actually proven by William Tiller at Stanford, an expert on quantum physics. What this discovery suggests to us is the power of our consciousness. We see that our consciousness doesn't just affect us psychologically, but physically as well. So like the man who wished for his loving friend's well-being in a foreign country, we all have wishes for our own lives. We all have dreams to pursue. And when chasing after our dreams, yes, it's important that we do not give up and keep knocking on the door. However, we know that it can't be enough, right? In order to open the door, what we need is the key rather than perseverance or physical strength alone. And I believe that the formula I'm showing you right now could be that one powerful key towards wherever you're heading to. It's called RBD, and it was first introduced through the book Dreaming Attic, written by Korean writer Lee Ji-sung. His message was quite simple. Anyone who dreams vividly should realize his or her dreams in reality. What I mean by vividly dreaming here, it means to visualize your goal very specifically as if you're already there, wherever you're able to reach right now. So it could be a dream college, dream career path, or any achievement in your life. The point is, rather than dreaming with a vague aspiration, you need to know how your dream is going to happen in your life, in your reality. That's RBD. This RBD becomes so much more interesting when you get to understand how it happens in our real lives. The belief I now have in the power of VD, vivid dreaming, didn't just pop up one day, of course. I can say that throughout my life journey till here, making all the different achievements in my life, VD, vivid dreaming, never forgot to bring its influence on me. So when I was writing a cover letter and preparing for the interviews for the several educational programs for the gifted, I always worked hard, but that was all of what I did to end up getting needed by those programs. Rather, I tried to imagine myself actually getting into those programs, meeting all the other members with great talents and passions, and striving to become a more clever and mature person. So what I mean by imagine here is not just wanting or wishing, but actually drawing a vivid image in your mind. So once I was determined to pursue my goal, I started to imagine myself learning so many different things that I didn't know before, conducting my own research, and perfectly presenting it in front of everyone. Like this, I always try to think of the moment when my dream has come true, no matter how small or simple it is, with as much detail as I could think of, and based on the very strong belief that it'll actually come true. And I also adhere to this strategy whenever I was trying to step out of my comfort zone, like starting my life at a whole new environment, or challenging myself into a situation where I had to prove my capacity and compete with others. So when I had to start the new semester at a whole new school, I just believed that I will successfully settle down there and imagine myself perfectly cruising through my school life with nice relationships. When I had to deal with a huge amount of stress while preparing for the upcoming midterms and finals, I just believed that the satisfying and compensating result was waiting for me. Every day, I closed my eyes and I tried to see the test papers with the score 100 on the right top of them. To tell the truth, that didn't lead me to flawless test papers, but it did lead me to end up being ranked at the top for the 2 years straight. These are the RVDs that I experienced even without recognizing that I was actually practicing a secret formula for success. I just repeated those things again and again because I was that much desperate. I just wanted to believe that everything would be alright and I could achieve whatever I wanted to achieve. And it was after then, in the summer of 2020, that I got to know about Miracle Morning Routine. So I was a second grader in middle school whose summer vacation had just begun when I accidentally found a YouTuber who uploaded several videos introducing her Miracle Morning Routine and how her life changed after 4 years had passed. Her Miracle Morning Routine consisted of 6 elements called Master, which were meditation, affirmation, scribing, training, English study, and lastly, reading. So she woke up at 4:30 every morning and she followed the routine that she had set very diligently. And what had happened? Yes, her life did change with the routine that made her morning very miracle. So the Miracle Morning Routine itself was impressive enough for me to stop by her channel and end up watching all her videos regarding the Miracle Morning Routine. But among them, there was one particular part of it that totally fascinated me and actually motivated me to try my own Miracle Morning Routine. Affirmation. The affirmation here is basically writing down or speaking out your goal with a very strong conviction that you will make it happen. For example, you can say, I'll earn this amount of much money in this year. I want to publish my own book. Or you can also say, I'll get into Harvard, Yale, or any dream colleges of yours. But you know what, your affirmation doesn't have to be always something big. So you can also make affirmations like, I eat well, exercise regularly, and take plenty of rest to enjoy good health. Or, I learned from my mistakes. Once you make your own affirmations, what you need to do is just to repeat it again and again until it's no longer a dream wish to be achieved. So the YouTuber, that Korean girl, she made many affirmations throughout her Miracle Morning Routine. And among them were affirmations about buying her house and publishing her book and etc., which all happened in her life eventually. She herself pointed out the power of affirmation as a key to her Miracle Morning Routine. By the moment, I was almost obsessed with making affirmations for myself. And that's how my Miracle Morning Routine for 3 weeks had begun. So during the summer vacation, I woke up at between 5:30 to 6 every morning, and as soon as I left my bed, I started to follow the routine that I had set for myself. My routine was made up of meditation, appreciation, affirmation, exercising, reading, and lastly, scribing. And what I greatly value about this routine is that I wrote every feeling I had during each procedure down in my morning diary. As you would easily predict, what I focused on the most was absolutely the affirmation parts. But I still remember myself writing 3 affirmations every morning, And one of which was, I am going to be a HAFSanian, namely getting into HAFS, which would be one of the most prestigious high schools in Korea, with a very selective entrance examination. The rest were, I'm going to manage all my work's grade even after I'm finally there. And I'm a person with a great self-confidence, bravery, and positive attitude. Every day, literally every morning for 21 days, I inscribed these affirmations not only in my diary, but in my mind as well. And the result is pretty obvious, you would know, as you can see me standing right here. So coming up with my own affirmation did provide me the opportunity to look into a deeper part of myself and kind of try to understand what I was so desperate and passionate about, and set an appropriate goal for the moment or phase I was in. Many of you may think that the affirmation itself was not the key to my achievements coming to this school, but it was my efforts that brought me here. But I should really think that what guided me towards those efforts I put in later on were those affirmations themselves. So the content of affirmation seems very superficial at first. We'll learn that when setting a goal, it's always better to elaborate it to be exquisite, don't we? But you don't have to worry about it, because what the affirmations do here is working as a starting point or a guideline for your farther goal setting. So when you're trying to make your own affirmation, you wouldn't just end up being satisfied with only those affirmations themselves. Rather, from the largest or the most comprehensive affirmation, you'll naturally be thinking of the next thing to do. So for me, once I wrote down the affirmation, I want to be a HAFSanian, I tried to come up with at least one detailed plan I needed that day for my affirmation. One day, I finished the 27th draft for my cover letter, and the other day, I did a research for the interview I was supposed to take. Going through all these procedures, I found out that there were two facts that make this affirmation process so attractive. One, being read and written down repeatedly, your goals are no longer absurd, but actually you feel those goals are coming closer, close enough for you to reach. Two, with your affirmation, you get to find a way by yourself to make it happen. In the end, you're the one who's making your own miracle. So the reason why so many people find this formula RVD so interesting is because it is believed to lead the one to his or her future successful life. Generally, when someone's talking about the secret of success, the audience expects the speaker to be a famous person with fabulous achievements in his or her life. I note that to some people, what I emphasize about the real effects of ADD wouldn't sound that convincing, where I'm only a sophomore in high school who doesn't have enough life experience or any professional achievements in my life. To some people, what I consider as a worthwhile achievements would seem trivial. Let me ask you, what is a success to you? How much of a huge achievement is worth our pursuits? For me, every achievement recorded in my life was all success. And those which were tiny, but were all successes, are equally valued by me. And I believe that's how the so-called successful life is stacked upon us as we proceed on. I just believed, and I've come this far. How much farther if I go if I keep believing and dreaming? So just believe. Open up your eyes and try to see all your dreams coming alive into your reality. You will when you believe. Thank you.